Imagine constantly dreaming of your past, of high school or your childhood home. Sounds nostalgic, right? But what if this isn't just nostalgia? Now let's not jump to conclusions, but let's take a moment to explore this further. Picture this. You're often transported back to the times when life was simpler and you were more carefree. It's not just a one-off dream, but a recurring theme in your nocturnal narratives. You might be thinking, well, isn't that just a fond trip down memory lane? But consider this, what if these dreams are your mind's way of expressing an intense fixation with the past? An unhealthy obsession that could be a consequence of excessive masturbation. An unusual sign, yes, but it's one that's often overlooked and misunderstood. It's not about demonizing self-pleasure, but about recognizing when it starts to affect your mental well-being. So if you find yourself stuck in the past, it may be time to consider if there's an underlying issue at play. Now let's shift gears to something more tangible. Your relationships, are they always falling apart? Ever wondered why? In life, we form bonds, we connect, we engage, and we share. Relationships, be they romantic or platonic, are the cornerstone of our social existence. But what happens when these relationships crumble time and again? When you find it hard to keep a woman in your life, you might think it's down to compatibility or lack thereof. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. You see, excessive masturbation can have a profound impact on your relationships. It's like a silent saboteur, quietly undermining the foundations of your personal life. The first victim? Emotional connection. Excessive masturbation can lead to an emotional disconnect, creating a chasm between you and your partner. You start to drift apart, not because you want to, but because you're subconsciously pushing them away. But that's not all. Satisfaction in a relationship isn't merely about being together. It's about feeling fulfilled, feeling valued. When you're caught in the grip of excessive masturbation, you may find it challenging to derive satisfaction from your relationships. The joy of companionship, the thrill of intimacy, the comfort of sharing, they all seem to fade away. Why does this happen? Well, it's because your brain is being rewired. The constant dopamine hits from masturbation make it hard for your brain to appreciate the subtler joys of a relationship. You're always seeking that next high, and in the process, you lose sight of the genuine connections that make life worth living. However, remember this, relationships are not just about you. They're about mutual respect, mutual understanding, and mutual satisfaction. If you're constantly wrestling with your own demons, it can be hard to be there for the other person, to give them the support and love they deserve. If you're struggling to maintain a relationship, it might not be about compatibility. The real problem could be your secret habit. So, ask yourself this. Are you willing to let this habit ruin your relationships, or are you ready to take a stand and reclaim your life? Finally, let's talk about you. Are you always feeling down on yourself, lacking the drive to achieve your goals? When we constantly view ourselves as less than, it often leads to a spiral of negative self-perception. This self-doubt, this lack of confidence, can be linked to excessive masturbation. It might sound surprising, but let's break it down. When we engage in an excessive amount of any activity, especially one that is often kept hidden due to societal norms, it can lead to feelings of guilt and shame. These feelings, if not addressed, can snowball into a full-blown confidence crisis. For some, masturbation becomes a crutch, an escape from reality. But when the momentary pleasure fades, what is left is a hollow feeling of emptiness. This can take a toll on your self-esteem and drain your motivation to pursue your dreams and goals. Take a moment to reflect. Do you find yourself constantly battling self-doubt? Do you feel a lack of energy or motivation to do the things you once loved? It could be a sign that you're caught in this vicious cycle, but remember, there's no shame in seeking help. There's no shame in acknowledging that you're struggling. Remember, your self-worth isn't defined by your struggles. If you're battling low confidence and lack of motivation, it's time to confront the possible cause. So if any of these signs resonate with you, what should you do? Well, there's a resource at your fingertips. It's a book titled A Neuroscience-Based Technique to Overcome Porn and Masturbation Addiction. This book offers a comprehensive approach backed by science to help you regain control. It's not about shaming or guilt, but about understanding and overcoming. Don't let excessive masturbation control your life. Equip yourself with the right tools to overcome it. Check out the link in the description and comments to get your copy today.